welcome back to Space Engineers, and I guess this extremely bad house thing that I've made to demonstrate something interesting I've come up with. I made a Space Engineers video some time ago where I demonstrated a fancy airlock I'd implemented using timer blocks, which are kind of the game's equivalent of Redstone, but honestly worse in terms of compatibility. The game sort of pushes you towards using its programmable blocks, which has an inherent irony because programmable blocks ultimately run C# code on the server, which I think is very unsafe, and as a result it's behind the game's experimental mode. You sort of have to implicitly consent to the fact that you're doing something dangerous to get that to happen. I've done something kind of more interesting than I've done before because I've done it using the programmable blocks this time. And I think it's the first time somebody's done something quite like this. And I had to do a lot of noodling to come up with the algorithm for it. What it actually does is for any spaceship, in theory, you give it, it will automatically determine all of the rooms in the spaceship. It will determine those rooms' names. And currently it will rename the doors to those rooms to the name of the room that they go into. So for example, if this was called entry hall, this door would become door to entry hall. By default in Space Engineers, when you make something like a door, it just has a random name like door 26, which makes it very difficult to, work on those kind of systems and be like, oh no, door 26 is damaged in my spaceship. I know exactly where that is. Yeah, it becomes a real pain. This system automatically finds every room. It names those rooms, it names the doors, and in theory, in the future, it should be able to do things like detect when a room is damaged or when a room is leaking air to space and stuff like that, which I think is going to be very cool. Also, when someone is in a room and if the door to a particular room is open, not just whether a particular door is open. I'll explain how it does that in a sec, but first I'll just demonstrate it outright. So here I have a bunch of sliding doors. I've actually just replaced all the doors in this, I guess it's like a space base, with new doors that are completely unnamed. And when I run my script, it will automatically find every door. Well, it's not even the script. Let's grab it. And when I run the script, it will automatically find every room and name the room and name the doors to it after the room. That thing I pasted is actually the GitHub repo, which I will put in the description of this video so that people can look at what it does and maybe improve on it. I don't know. You can try it yourself. It has a couple of rough edges right now, and I basically just wrote it in one shot based on an algorithm that I had in my head, and it could really be restructured, but the API for this game is not fantastic. Anyway, so here it is. It's found all of the different rooms, and we can go and check them. This one actually it doesn't find yet, and I don't know why that is, due to a bug. But hey, I did say this was a rough and ready script, so I'm allowed to do that. So this door is now called door to entry hall because this vent is called entry hall. And this door is now called door to bedroom because this vent is called bedroom. Now, Space Engineers doesn't give you spatial information, I don't think, about where blocks are relative to each other. I certainly haven't done anything as complicated as try and myself, work out whether a room is sealed and what doors go in and out of different rooms. This is door to medical room. The way that this actually works is based on Space Engineers' own pressurization mechanics. It starts by opening every door one by one, and it finds out which vents, which areas depressurize as a result of opening one door. Those areas are considered the roots. They are areas that just have one door until they go to the outside world. And that is considered then a room for the purpose of the software. Then for each room it knows of, it takes the sequence of doors to get to that room, which is in our case currently just one door, and then it opens that door, and then opens all the other doors that are not yet known to connect to rooms, and sees if opening any of the other doors in turn results in depressurizing some room or some vents. If it does, then we know that that is another room, and we know that it's distinct. We can distinguish the vents of the new room from the previous room because they are not parented to a room yet. And that is essentially the basis of this. It's something like a pathfinding algorithm that finds all the different ways you can get from the outside into vents within the ship. And that's one of the ways, that is the way, I mean, that I am intending to have this script eventually determine if the ship is breached. If I have in memory every possible route to get outside into the ship, i.e. the vacuum of space into the ship, if at any point the vacuum of space is inside the ship, and the set of doors that are open is not one of the paths that we've previously come up with to reach a room within the ship, then that means that there's a breach, because a new path has to have been created. Anyway, that's basically everything I have to show right now, but I hope this was interesting at the very least. If you want to try it out, I will leave the GitHub repo in the description. Thank you. Bye.